Hey Aries, welcome to your love forecast for the month of July. This is for Aries sun, moon, and rising. We're going to connect here and see what's coming up in the area of love for our Aries friends. If you are cross-watching because you're curious about an Aries, you're more than welcome to hang out and watch, but I do have videos specifically for cross-watchers for July, so be sure to check that out as well after this if you would like. But we're going to see what is going on for Aries, sun, moon, and rising in the area of love for the month of July 2019. After we pick your messages from this deck, I'm going to pick a message for you from your soulmate from this deck. Whether or not you've already met your soulmate, we're going to see what your soulmate has to say for you for July. All right, my darlings, see what is going up for you guys for Aries, sun, moon, and rising, July. One more shuffle here. One more good one. And as always, deck info in the description of the video as well. All right, my dears. I was going to say Monday, Tuesday. You guys that watch my weekly forecasts, you know. This is not for Monday, Tuesday, but this is for July, for the foundation of your energy, Aries, for the month of July. You've got Two of Swords. There's something you don't want to see. There's something you don't want to look at. There's something that you're afraid to move forward, okay? For some of you, it's like somebody's been pursuing you, but you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to like explore this with this person, or there's some of you are seeing red flags about a person and you're not wanting to look. You need to be cautious, Aries. You need to be careful. When the Two of Swords comes up, it says there's something we don't want to look at. And in my experience, if Two of Swords is coming up and we aren't willing to face or look at the situation and come out of our fear and just kind of really address it, we can end up heading for a tower moment. Doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to have a tower moment. But there's something, Aries, that you're not wanting to look at. And what's jumping out at me as I'm looking at this card, you know, is that moon over her head. And the moon for me is about intuition. I associate it with psychic gifts and psychic abilities and intuition and guidance, like, you know, guidance from the spiritual realm. So I feel like your gut's telling you something about somebody, but you're not wanting to look at it. You're not wanting to address it. There's that thing of if you know something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right, right? So there's something you're being asked to look at. There's something you're being asked to pay attention to. For some of you, maybe it's not a suspicion about a person. Maybe it's more so like you've just been having a gut feeling that, okay, it's time for me to make certain changes in my life, or it's time for me to do this, or it's time for me to do that, but you might be putting it off, or you might not be taking the action steps. And this card is asking you to listen to your intuition, to pay attention to the inner guidance, what the inner guidance is asking you to do. Next, we have Seven of Pentacles. Some of you are in a situation where you're working very, very hard for a relationship. You're working super hard. So either you're already in this relationship with this person, you're already connected, and you're doing a lot of work to make it work out, or you're putting a lot of work into meeting somebody or finding somebody. And sometimes Seven of Pentacles says, look, you know, you've planted the seeds, you've done everything you can do, you gotta give it some time. You just need to give it some time. Let the seeds grow. Let them, you know, take root. Let them do their thing. Allow time to work its magic. There's no sense in, you know, tiring yourself out more so than you need to be. Okay? The example that always comes up for me with Seven of Pentacles is like if you were really, really hungry and you were trying to make a chicken dinner or something, right? You could use the best ingredients, you can use the best recipe, you can put everything together, it can be all nice and beautiful, and you put it in the oven and you're like, I can't wait to eat. I'm too hungry. I can't wait to eat. I'm gonna turn the oven up full blast, and then that way it's gonna be ready faster. Well, if you know anything about cooking, you know that's not going to work. You know what you're going to end up is with chicken that's burned on the outside and raw on the inside, right? We can't bypass time. We can't bypass the laws of physics. There's some things they just need time to grow, and you need to give it the time. You got to give it the time to grow. You got to give it the time to bake. It's not going to be ready before it's time. Okay, so a lot of the times with Seven of Pentacles, it's like, look, you know, your hard work is gonna pay off. You're gonna enjoy the fruit of your work, but you need to just let the time go by for that fruit to grow. So maybe in the meantime, it's gonna be a good idea for you to find something to keep you busy in the meantime. You know, while you're waiting for that chicken to cook, maybe it's gonna be nice to you know, listen to some music or read a book or watch a TV show or play with your kids or, you know, like whatever it might be, you know, study something, learn about something, research something on the computer. You need to find something to keep you from going crazy about the situation. You might have a lot of fears, but oh my goodness, what's going to happen in the future? And you might be really, really, really overcompensating or really trying to put a lot of energy into making something work out or making somebody work out. And this is saying you need to take a little bit of a step back. You need to take a little bit of a break. You need to, you know, find something in the meantime, right? While you're waiting for things to move ahead or waiting for things to progress the way that you would like them to. Next, we have the Emperor. Okay, this makes sense to me. And Aries, this is you, Aries. This is like your energy. Emperor is Aries. And Emperor is very confident. Emperor is very, very stable. Emperor is very passionate, okay? So you're going to be coming into the positive aspects of being an Aries. And those are going to be the same traits that are going to help you and bless you in your love life, that are going to help you strengthen relationships or to attract the right person. Sometimes with the Emperor card, there's this feeling or this sense of somebody that also kind of has a little bit of a wall up. They're being a little bit cautious, or no, I take that back. They're not being cautious. Emperor is not really cautious because Emperor is not scared of anybody. Emperor is not afraid of anybody. Emperor has nothing to lose. Emperor is in the energy of, like, you know, bring it, you know? So it's not necessarily caution. But Emperor sometimes comes across to people as a little bit aloof, as a little bit distant. Somebody who has a little bit of a wall up emotionally, like they can't quite get close enough. So this might be coming up, Aries, to let you know that maybe really what your partner needs from you, or a person or a love interest, is they're wanting to feel a little bit connected a little bit more and in a way. The one thing I know about Aries is you guys are really great at figuring out ways to advance, to move things forward, to make things happen, to think about how to get what you want, and to take action steps to make it happen, right? Therefore, you had that Seven of Pentacles, right? The strategy, the hard work. Like, if you guys want something, you commit to it. You're not afraid of putting the work in. You're not afraid about thinking about ways of, you know, improving the situation or making it move along or coming up with a strategy. But if you are feeling things are not progressing as much as you would like, or if you are feeling like this person isn't quite letting you in as much as you would like to be let in, or the relationship is not moving at the speed that you would like it to move, they could be seeing you as a little bit like emotionally distant. I think you've proven yourself, Aries, as far as the fact that you're a good catch about all the things you've got going for you. You know, that you're intelligent, that you're independent, that you know, you're working on getting your life together and making your goals happen. Maybe you're even building an empire, so to speak, a dynasty, so to speak, with your visions and your goals. They may be a little bit intimidated by you. You might be showing them too much about all of the great things about you, and they just kind of want to feel more like they can connect. They kind of want to feel more like they can be down on the same level, or you guys can connect or laugh about things or play together or have fun. You may be coming off as a little too fancy for this person. Like they feel maybe a little bit intimidated, or they feel like they can't quite measure up. So, Aries, you may want to bring the intensity down a couple of notches if you can, if you're able to, and come into the more playful aspects of Aries. What are some ways Aries likes to play? Right? Everything doesn't have to be a conquest or a challenge or a goal to meet. You can play, you can be in your fun. You know, Emperor's gonna have fun in his way. Maybe Emperor's not gonna like be silly and be goofy and be a silly clown, but he's gonna look at ways to enjoy life and do things with this person where you can enjoy life together. You don't have to convince this person of your worth or of your value. It speaks for itself. So you're being asked to kind of try to connect here, in ways where maybe they don't feel as intimidated by you, right? They see that you're a good catch. And this is really funny because I've worked with this deck in the past and I've seen this card many, many times. But what seems to be coming up to me, like what's jumping out at me, is the orange glow in the background of that mountain and the bird. These two things are jumping out at me. And they haven't before in the past with other readings. And so I'm getting a sense or a feeling that some of you Aries, you have taken certain tragedies or certain disappointments in your life and you use them as fuel for the fire to help you build your dynasty or your empire or get to where you are. You've overcome a lot of things and you're coming into more successful energy. I feel that you are feeling somebody wronged you. Somebody wronged you, and I feel that this bird is symbolic of a message that is coming your way about things in the past being in shambles. So this could be something having to do with people from childhood. This could have to do with family that you might be estranged from. This could be from a toxic partner, maybe somebody that stole from you or somebody that you were connected to when you were in a lower time in your life. I feel that you may be receiving word that this person is having some kind of a tower moment in their life, where things are falling apart for them, um, in a self-destructive way. And so you might be having to make a decision about whether or not you want to connect with that karmic person or with that person from your past, um, or if you're wanting to help them heal in some way. I do feel the information that's coming in also is kind of like a warning for you not to go back to your old tendencies, not to go back to your old traits, not to allow the negative ego to convince you that you can loosen up or that you can go back to the old way of doing things, to remain in your discipline. Okay. So in other words, maybe you were somebody that liked to party in the past or something. You may be hearing something about old party friends or old drinking buddies or something that I feel like the universe is trying to give you a caution, like trying to caution you. Like, don't go back to that. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Maybe some of you are tempted to go back to an old love, and Spirit is bringing you some kind of message to say you need to keep moving forward. You need to keep moving forward. Next, we have Seven of Cups. You're going to have some decisions and some choices to make. You are going to have more than one option here in love. And Aries, you're going to have to make a decision about what you want that to look like for you, right? The Emperor is about structure and discipline. Some of you are very tempted to just like go out and experience love and life and relationships like you're at a buffet and you're just having a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And you're gonna have to make a decision. You're gonna have to pick. Sometimes when Seven of Cups comes up for me in a love reading, it's saying you snooze, you lose, right? You can go from having all of these options to, if you're taking it for granted or if you're taking it a long time, you go from having all these options to not having any options. So you need to get clear about what you want, Aries. You need to get clear about what you want. You know, what kind of a relationship do you want? Do you want a casual dating? Do you want a friends with benefits? Do you want a life partner? Do you want to get married? Do you want to live with somebody? Do you want to have somebody that's going to give you some space, you know, that's not going to rush into living together, but who's going to be, you know, solid, and who's going to be stable? Do you want somebody who's, you know, like, what are the qualities that you're looking for? What is the kind of love that you're looking for? uh are you planning on moving in the future? You know, you geographically speaking, you have maybe taking things into consideration about who you're going to date, or when you're going to date, or what area you're going to date in. So these are things that you need to think about. These are things you need to plan out. These are things you need to figure out. For some of you that you're in a relationship already, your partner needs you to be more structured. They feel like you might be a little scattered mentally, and that you're just not present. You're not with them. You're not connecting with them. That there's just this scattered, distracted energy. Emperor is about foundation, focus, structure, discipline. Seven of Cups is asking you to make a decision. So it's time to come into this choice, into this decision, and being in the moment. You know, who do you want to be with? And then be present, be in the moment. Next, you've got Eight of Swords. You're afraid. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling trapped. Maybe you're not wanting to make a decision. Some of you Aries are going to have some commitment issues that are coming up all of a sudden that maybe you didn't even realize was there. And now you're like, oh, like I don't want to make a choice, or I don't want to make a decision because I'm not sure if I'm going to be happy. And for some of you, this is about being with a certain person. For some of you, this could be about relocating with a partner, and you're like, I don't know if I want to commit to it because what if I'm not happy there? Some of you are coming to a big decision about a long distance relationship where you're having to decide whether or not you want to move. You know, like, what is that going to be like? You cannot procrastinate. You do need to make this decision. You need to make this choice. So, you know, this is something that you can take up into meditation. You can pray. You can do your research, you know, so that you're able to make an informed decision. But it is time to make a choice. It's time to make a choice. Aquarius had that too. Aquarius had it in a different way, having to make a choice. But, you know, for Aries, for you, you just need to figure out what you want in life. And I feel like a lot of you Aries are feeling like you have to choose, you have to pick between your freedom and your love life. And it doesn't have to be that way. There's some illusion here. You're not looking at the full picture, okay? It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to give up your identity for a relationship. You don't have to give up your freedom for commitment. You need to kind of reevaluate or re-examine the way you're looking at love. I want to pull clarifiers here for the Eight of Swords. In what way might Aries be experiencing Eight of Swords in love life in the month of July? Yeah, there might be like some international travel or expanding of your thinking. You might be drawn to somebody who is very different, very new experience. Two of Cups. You're afraid. Like, the feelings are getting real. This connection's getting real. Two of Cups is a deep soulmate love. Three of Wands is like your thinking is being expanded. The point of no return. You're taking the leap. There's no coming back from it. Ace of Cups is a new emotional experience. New love. Sometimes even a new home. You know, like you're having your world rocked, and you don't know what to do about it. And it's a big decision. You have this fear about moving forward. You maybe didn't even think that you had commitment issues, and now it's coming up. It's coming up in a very strong way. It's coming up in a very deep way, and you're getting a little bit afraid. You're getting a little bit afraid. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can experience this. I don't know if I can let this in. Let's see what your soulmate has to say to you. What does Aries' soulmate want Aries to know? So, you have a very timeless love that's coming in. Something that feels like a classic love story almost. That's the feeling that I'm getting as I'm looking at this card. The message on the back is, each of us is an angel with only one wing. We can only fly by embracing one another. You're afraid. This is what it is. This is what your soulmate is saying. You're afraid to let anybody do anything for you. You're so used to doing everything on yourself or by yourself. Your soulmate is saying, Aries, give somebody a chance to step up. Give somebody a chance to help you. Don't feel like, this is like vulnerability in a bad way. It's okay to need somebody, or it's okay to allow somebody to help you. Your soulmate wants you to let them in. Let them in. You might be running from love here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't run from it. Okay, my dears? Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well. Some months they may resonate more. You may need a private reading. I'm more than happy to give you a private reading. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can go ahead and schedule a reading. And then, my dears, also watch your weekly forecast. Those are also very, very helpful. So I thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. Wishing you a fabulous July.